Toby, the Whitworth cross-country teams finished up for most of the runners this past weekend with the NCAA regionals down in Walla Walla. The women finished 7th, the men finished 9th. Give us your recap of how the runners performed in that meet.
Yeah, regionals is always an interesting meet because you're coming off of conference. It's a lot of energy and a lot of emotion, and people are, peaking pretty much to run there. But then there's regionals where there's more opportunities for some people to go on to nationals, but also have a regional finish. Yet, placing at regionals really doesn't factor into much like a conference meet does. So it's just an interesting thing, especially when you have a lot of freshmen, a lot of young people that don't really know what it's like, and they're racing all these people from California and Colorado that they have no idea who they are. So it's just an interesting meet. Our women did well. Probably our worst meet of the year, so it kind of fell on our last meet. But that's all right. They had a great season, and the men met one of our goals. We wanted to finish better than we did amongst the conference schools, and we had finished 3rd at conference, and we finished 2nd among the conference schools at regionals, so we achieved that goal, which was nice.
Talk about the future for this squad. A lot of freshmen, a lot of young runners on both the men's and the women's team. That bodes well for the future if everyone can stay healthy and everyone stays focused on improving.
Yeah, there's kind of two parts there. We have no seniors on the men's side, and so of anybody on the team, so everybody's coming back, theoretically. And on the women's side, Marissa Mount is our only senior, along with Emily Lineweber, who's a senior, but she unfortunately was unable to run this year. So really, Marissa, of the people who ran this year, she's the only one not returning. But again, that's in theory, because in college, Division III level, you never know who's going to come back. There's all kinds of things that come into play. So yeah, if everybody comes back, we definitely have a great foundation. Hopefully they all come back, and we can bring in some other people and have a lot of success in the future.
That's the down the road future. We have an immediate future. You mentioned Marissa Mount. She did qualify to compete at nationals this weekend in Wisconsin by finishing 2nd at regionals. What does Marissa have to do? She's been there before. If she wants to become an All-American like she saw her teammate do last year, what does she need to do to achieve that?
Yeah, just keep doing what she's been doing. I mean, she's been running with a lot of confidence. She gets out pretty conservatively, which works for her, and she can kind of move up and get to where she needs to be at the end of the race. Obviously, the conference meets, that worked where she won. She moved up to 2nd at the regional race and was able to catch the gal from Pomona Pitzer. Nationals, though, is a bigger deal because there's just so many runners. There's 280 runners in the race, and they're all really good. So moving up is harder because people aren't necessarily that slow, and also there's just a lot of them. So hopefully she can kind of weave her way through like she did last year. Again, she was her first year running at nationals last year, and she finished way ahead of her projected finish, and so I think she has that experience, which will bode well for her.